Injuries, and how to maintain a good mental state as a dancer. Injuries as a dancer really suck. They can cause you to miss out on classes, rehearsals, performances for weeks or even up to months. Thankfully, the injury I have is only a fractured pinky and it should heal in about 3 to 6 weeks. The physical aspects of healing are definitely very important, and you should definitely take all the precautions necessary to make sure you fully recover before you go back to dancing. However, they're usually pretty straightforward, for instance, wearing a cast for a certain amount of time. I usually find, as a dancer, the mental aspects of having to miss all these rehearsals to be more difficult. So today I'm going to share with you some ways to improve your mental state as a dancer with an injury. The first thing you can do is still go to all the classes and rehearsals. Even if you can't dance full out, and you definitely shouldn't if you have an injury that might be provoked, you can still watch the instruction and hopefully apply that to your later self. And of course, doing that also shows support to your classmates who are there anyway, and it shows to your teachers that you still want to be involved in the dancing even when you can't be. The second thing you can do is to watch more dance at home. Whether it's TV shows, YouTube videos, or even your old recitals, watching more dance at home helps you to feel more involved with the dance community and as a dancer. Even if you can't do as much dance, by watching dance, it still makes you interested in dance and can help you cope with not being able to dance yourself currently. Another thing you can do is support the other dancers in your company or in your classes. By doing this, they'll be more likely to support you through your injury, and it's also just a nice thing to do for them. As I mentioned before, you can do this by showing up to class, but also going to performances, even if you're just backstage hanging out with them before and after. Even if you can't do the dancing, having a community built around your dance environment can help support you and even others if they get an injury. It can be extremely demoralizing to get an injury as a dancer. I know from experience. But one of the biggest things you can do is just knowing that it will heal. You will be able to go back to classes, even if it takes a long time. It can really suck to have an injury. I'm not denying that. But there are ways to make yourself feel better about it. And one of those is just by simply knowing that you will be able to go back to classes. Now, how well you can work with your teachers obviously depends on your teachers and how your studio works as a whole. Thankfully, at my studio, my teachers are very willing to help me through this injury and are still, while taking out lifts and floor work that I won't be able to do, are still allowing me to participate in the spring recital that's coming up in our studio, which I'm very grateful for. Finally, and I think this is actually the most important one, is to find things you can do. Obviously, when you have an injury, you should not do what you cannot do and what will provoke that injury and possibly injure you further. You should not do that. But there are almost certainly still things you can do. For instance, I have a finger injury, which means I can still mostly dance fine. I can still do tap, for instance, full out. I can still do most things, I just can't do lifts or floor work that puts weight on it. It's really important to find the things that you can do. If you have a leg injury, it's much harder, but you can still find things that you can do. You can still have fun at home listening to music and just jamming, or find things that work for you. Having an injury as a dancer really sucks, and I'm really sorry if you're watching this video because you have an injury yourself. However, these 6 ways I've found to really help my mental state as a dancer with an injury, which, to be honest, is I think is much more difficult than actually improving your physical state, because that usually just takes time. Hopefully, with these methods, you too can get past your injury and hopefully get back to dancing soon. See you later, guys.